And what's up, everybody? Mogion Monster here, and welcome to Why the Fascination, along with Stevie B. I was looking at the mute button. No, I was looking at something else.
Welcome to Why the Fascination.
I was like, shit. I was looking at something going.
Try it.
I thought I hit the wrong button before we went on, so I was like double checking, and
you forgot me.
I was looking at the wrong mute.
That's just not right.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF as we come to call it.
That's wrong.
Sorry.
See, I get treated like a stepchild. I've been telling you all this forever.
That's why I say she should dye her head red. Her hair red.
Might as well.
No.
Yes.
It's good to see everybody here tonight.
I swear. Hi, everybody.
Good count so early. I'm surprised. Are you guys waiting in the wings? Judy Wheeler, how are you? Hey, Sandra. Susie B. What's happening?
Trackway.
Hey, Trackway. Jeff, Pine Island Research. What's up? Grasshopper.
There you go.
Mr. Lee. What's up, buddy?
Lee.
Good to see you. Where else?
And Sharon Guy was first.
Hey, Sharon. Yeah, I do sound congested, don't I?
You do. I'm telling you, all day.
That's weird.
I've been asking him all day, how's he feel? How you feel? His voice messages he leaves me in it. I heard it right away.
I don't know. I don't feel bad.
It's not terrible. It's just I can tell the difference. I hear it.
Chiro Sounds. What's up, Jane? Midwest Night Watchers. It's the other half.
Mm-hmm.
WTF Mike, what's going on, man?
Girl in her gong. How you doing?
He says it's snowing like crazy there. How's Florida?
Actually, it's beautiful.
I didn't want to rub it in.
I know.
It's nice.
It's been like mid-80s.
It's nice. I'm
sunny.
not going to go into detail. Let her.
No rain.
We could use some rain, though.
Yeah, maybe not yet. Get through the weekend.
Angel Nolan.
Let it rain away.
How are you, Angel? Snowing like crazy. Yeah, I heard there's going to be an Arctic blast coming down.
Sandra Piper, how you doing? I'm glad to see you.
I seriously think it's somebody's messing with the weather.
Yeah. What were you saying?
It's the Chinese.
No, not that hurricane in Acapulco.
Oh yeah. Hurricane Otis. It was Tropical Storm Otis, and in less than 24 hours, that thing blew up into a Cat 5. It had an increase of like 85 mile an hour winds, like from whatever it was at, 85 more miles an hour. But yeah, Acapulco got fucked.
Less than 24 hours.
Prayers to Acapulco. Prayers to the people in Maine. You know, there's too much bad shit. Yeah. This is why I hate watching the news. There's nothing good. There's never like, you know, everything's perfect today. Nothing to talk about. You know, you ain't gonna get that.
I wish. So,
tend not to watch that shit, but you can't get away from it on the computer. It's going to pop up somewhere.
Well, 2 days a week I work with a kid that listens to all of it on his computer, so I can't help but hear it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Niggy. Sasquatch Secrets. Rex Hand, what's up? Karen, how are you? It's great to see everybody. Yeah, I took a nap today.
I did not.
I woke up, my back was bothering me. I'm trying to think, what did I do? Might just be from work. Yeah, work's been kind of slow. I keep saying it, but I don't terribly mind, you know. I got one boat going out tomorrow. That's it.
I have an event that's starting tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, first thing, national championship for
Oh, right
junior
on.
tennis, USTA. I'll have a couple hundred people in my park first thing in the morning. Probably by 6 in the morning they'll get out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
busy day. Hey, Pop Craig, how are you? Nez Lover, welcome.
Yeah, I spent
Hey, Jen.
good part of the afternoon at Publix getting all the food for this event.
And now you're just feeding the
Officials and
coaches
staff.
name? Oh, staff.
Yeah.
Your staff?
Well, coaches, director, tournament director, and our staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a
I
big
gotta
order.
turn this off. Sorry.
I want to know is who is texting you during the show?
It's.
Put your phone down, Judy.
Right.
I'm guessing.
That's funny.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't turn off my phone.
I never do.
I mean, normally I'll put that notification. I'll try to put that down like I had to put it back up today. But let me lower that.
Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, I just want to
What do you think I'd be
lessen the
better prepared?
lessen the disturbance when it goes off. You're still gonna hear it. Just anytime I get a notification from like Facebook or something like that, and I don't know why. I don't do much on Facebook.
Well, my notifications, I don't see them unless I log into my phone. But you hear it.
I was just saying, you guys are playing chicken again. Stop it. I don't know what that
I
means.
don't either. Don't want to ask.
So, if there's anybody new here, welcome. What do we have? 35. What we do is I'll put the link in chat, and anybody can come on and hang out, talk, bullshit. You got a story to tell, share it, whatever.
Come say hi.
That's it. Come say hi. Let me post that.
You don't have to be on screen.
There we go. Yes, you don't have to be on screen. So at the bottom of the screen, you can see stop camera. Just hit stop camera. It's pretty simple. All I ask is if you do click on the link, turn off YouTube. And if you have like a lot of people go through the link and YouTube will pop in the background, close that in the background.
Yes.
Hey, Suzanne. How you doing?
Mm-hmm. Susie.
You doing a show tonight, Suzanne? If she is, check her out, guys, after this show.
Excuse me.
Probably about 11:30 she'll go on, usually.
Usually
The Authentic Happiness Show. They get into some good stuff. Mr. Lee says it is a full moon tonight. Woof woof.
Is it?
You turn into a dog tonight, Mr. Lee. I don't know. Is there a full moon tonight?
I don't know. It might explain how my day went.
Good.
Right?
That's probably why I didn't go anywhere today. I stayed in all day.
I wish I could have.
No, I mean I could afford to today, and I got stuff done around here, but yeah, I didn't put myself in any situations where full moon or bad luck or whatever could come into play.
Well, I just think to how my day started, I had a argumentative preacher who tried to name drop a county commissioner that I actually knew, so that didn't work. All the while, I had the police out there looking for a dozen teenagers that senior skip day, decided to come to our park and snoop around people's cars in the parking lot.
Yeah, you had a weird day. Weird
All
morning.
that was before 9. It just started off weird. Definitely not usual.
Oh, hi. Yeah, Susie. Susie.
Susie. Me too. Susie. That's funny. Yeah, I guess it would
Ghost Dragon, what's up?
I guess might be important that people specify which one when they're chatting.
Yeah, now I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I can see where
I know
there
it
could be
says
confusion.
Suzanne, but I always say Susie.
Well, most people in chat do as well.
Yeah. Hey guys. Great to see you.
I'm laughing at Susie. Susie B. What?
Mike, what's up? I didn't see you come in.
He snuck in.
Moon is full but cloudy there, so the woods aren't even bright.
I swear, that's got to be my day.
I'll tell you what, that one night or 2 nights that we dealt with like the full moon when we were at the 168, that was wicked because it was clear and
perfectly, like not a cloud in the sky.
You know, you got night blindness from, or like we'd have our lights out and it was like, it's, you know, we had to go dark,
Yep.
You know, but once your eyes adjusted and that moon came up, it was bright.
It was bright.
But what was weird was the next night we were there, the second night of the moon, and it took
way longer.
Yeah, I don't remember how much longer it was for it to come up. So before it did, it got as dark as shit.
It's black out there. I mean, to the extent that everybody out there, we all were like, where the fuck's the moon?
Yeah. Last night was awesome. And then it was like, wait a minute.
It was total different.
I was like, were we out here that much later?
I mean, you couldn't see anything.
The night before? I don't know.
You couldn't see from the pavilion to the flagpole or from the flagpole to the tree line. You couldn't even barely see the tree line. Like across that open area, it was just black. It's pretty cool.
Mr. Lee says, Halloween on Tuesday. Do you have your costume ready, Mose?
No.
Sure. Yeah, let's go with that.
We might need some ideas. What y'all got?
What's happening, Jeff?
Hey, how are you two?
All right. How you doing?
You got costumes picked out for Halloween? Or?
Not yet.
Nope.
Do
you?
No. Yeah, I'm going to go as a middle-aged guy who with a little bit of a limp right now and nothing special.
What'd you do?
Well, I was telling you about my toe when I was out hunting, and now they've got me wearing this big freaking boot now until it heals. So,
oh, you got the ugly boot.
It's what they call a D. What do they call it? It's a boot. It's not a boot that keeps your ankle or anything from moving like most boots do. This boot is made so that underneath where your big toe and the whole edge of that part of my foot, the foam platform your foot is sitting on is carved out of there. So there's nothing under that toe or touching that toe. So as it heals, there's nothing rubbing against it. Nothing can touch it. It's basically putting it in like a little vacuum.
It's a toe splint.
Yeah.
Nothing touches it.
But it's just,
Yeah. I guess it eliminates any possible friction or something that would hurt it. But yeah, it's uncomfortable and it's stupid. And I probably would have hunted for a couple more weeks, but I'm going to slow it down now. But I can still get in the boat and fish. So
right,
we got that going. Other than the low Saturday night here, 17 degrees, but
What?
they say it's supposed to warm back up again, like by Tuesday, and be back into the
What is warm back
50s.
up?
50s, you know.
Heat wave.
Yes.
50s and 60s is kind of normal daytime highs here this time of year. But over the weekend, we got a chance of snow Saturday morning and highs of like 34 and overnight lows of the teens. And
might be looking at a white Halloween.
Right.
Yeah. About every 5 or 6 years, we get a little snow on Halloween, it seems like here. But
it would kill me.
No, I hear you though. When you opened up and talked about, all the bad news, it's like, good grief.
Yeah,
where do you find?
One after
I was listening to a radio show this morning while I was driving, and this guy, the host of the show, says, "You know what? I'm so sick of bad news. With everything going on with Gaza and the shooter in Maine and the Acapulco deal with the hurricane and
the pileup in Louisiana, and week it's just been
one after another.
So he had came up with like 3, 4, 5 like interesting, good feeling stories about stuff that was going on in the country. One of them, I gotta share this with you. I thought it was pretty cool. This happened in New York City. It's a true story. This dude was drunk, and he was so drunk he was trying to walk home, and he realized he wasn't going to be able to get as far away as his home was, but he had a friend that lived in that area, and so he went to his friend's place and thought he was at his friend's place and went inside and passed out on the couch.
Oh, wow.
This woman comes home from work, opens her door, and here's this guy passed out on her couch. She calls the cops. They show up and obviously arrest him. He's hammered. He can't even tell where he came from or what he's doing there. He thinks he's at his buddy's. Well, she learns afterwards, he was waiting in jail for his court date, that he is drunk and he thought he went to his friends, that this was a mistake on his part. It wasn't malicious, so to speak. And so she went and told the judge, hey, I understand I don't get to choose whether or not I press charges. The cops are going to say he did this or didn't. That's not up to me. But, I don't think he meant anything horribly bad by it. Did he make a bad decision to drink? Sure he did. But keep that in mind when you sentence him. Well, a couple days later, they let him go. Just, I suppose simple probation or something. They didn't give him any jail time.
Time served.
He shows up to her house to thank her and brings her flowers. And like a week later, she calls him and they go out and just had lunch together. And now they've been married 7 years and they just had their first kid. But that's how they met. She came home and he was passed out on her couch. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's crazy. I kind of knew it was going there, though.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, it's going to go there. Right on. The Howler, how's it going?
Breeze.
Hey, Breeze. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Who else?
It's nice to see Mr. Lee here. He was AWOL there for a little bit. I thought maybe he went to war with that, 14-year-old kid from the UK who's been searching for Bigfoot and came up with pictures or a video or something. I thought maybe he was giving Mr. Lee a run for his money and they had to square off or something. That kid got a lot of attention here this last week.
I haven't heard anything.
Have you seen the video? I mean, I haven't.
No, I haven't looked into it a lot, but boy, I saw a lot of people talking about it.
Miss Still says, "What happens when pumpkins drink booze? They get smashed."
Yeah.
Click on the link if you want to come hang out. Love to see you.
I remember when my boys were like 5 and 6 years old. One of them came home from school this time of year, and he says, "Hey, Dad, how do you fix a broken jack-o'-lantern?" And I said, "I don't know." He goes, "With a pumpkin patch." And I thought that was a pretty cool joke. I mean, coming from a 5-year-old,
it's clever. Okay. Mr. Haywood, what's up, buddy? Hey, Val. Everybody's just sneaking in.
Miss Dill.
Ghost Dragons. Nice to
on.
see Ghost here.
Yeah.
He does I'll give him a plug. He does a show over on Gemma Jade's channel. He does kind of a hangout, talk about whatever with the paranormal type show. And
yeah, I've caught it a few times. I've lurked.
Jay Fritz says, old timer on cam. What are you talking about, Jay?
Old timer in chat. Touche. How you doing, Jay? Oh, my eyesight just went south.
Where's your glasses?
I don't know what I'd do with them. I knew they're around here somewhere.
I think you
I
hide
don't
them
want
on
to trip
purpose.
Mr. Lee out.
I think you hide them on purpose.
No, I actually cleaned them.
And then hit them.
Immediately forgot where I put them.
Just like you forgot I was here when you started the show.
See, I couldn't see it. That's what happened.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not letting that one down. Nope.
Yeah, I was distracted.
Mm-hmm.
That was a train wreck.
Oh, I swear. You're lucky I like you.
Wait a minute, what? I know where you live.
Right? Excuse me.
Here's the link, guys. I know Miss Dill's posting it. Thank you. Jen's posting it.
Hey, Jen.
got to get Jay on here. I haven't talked to him in a little bit.
Jay caught a big fish.
Did he?
Yep, sent me a picture.
Last time I talked to him, he had a knot on his head.
Don't send me pictures, you bastard.
I tell him I don't believe it unless I see a picture. He sends a picture.
Right on.
Let's see if I can bring it up. At least on my phone.
When was this? It's not the same one from.
No. Well, I mean.
Maybe. Just recycled the picture.
Right.
Flipped it around.
Now that you mention it. No, I'm just kidding.
So did you buy your candy for Halloween yet, or do you have to wait till the day before, otherwise you'll eat it?
I'll wait till the day after.
When it's all half price. Just leave the porch light off and wait till the day after.
I don't think we're gonna get too many trick or treaters around
the
here.
light is not gonna let me show it. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, right on. He held it just enough out so you get that perspective, and
exactly.
it's forced perspective. So nice fish.
Makes me want to go.
Do you remember when you were a kid and you would go trick-or-treating? What was your favorite candy that you would get? Can you remember which one you liked the most? Like you dump it all out on the floor, and
I'd always separate them, and
Me too.
put everything together. Along my M&Ms.
like the chocolate stuff over
You
here.
organized your candy.
Yeah.
So did I. And then traded with my sister. I remember that. We traded.
I think actually when trick or treating, my favorite was the chunky, because it was the big square block
Thick
of
block of
Yeah.
nuts or whatever. I always love getting those.
It was a different time back then, though. I mean, the candy that I remember getting like packs of candy cigarettes and shit like that.
Right?
Absolutely.
Sitting there with a fake candy cigarette, and my mom's like, "Hey, I need to check your candy. Well, you're not getting these."
Yeah, that's crazy that we used to get that shit when we were kids.
Right. I swear.
Smoke up, Johnny.
We have a new candy store in town here that's like all retro candy.
Oh, really?
And you can buy boxes of candy cigarettes. They still make them.
They do.
For these retro candy stores that sell it.
That's cool.
And they've got like the little wax bottles that have the colored, like, they look like soda bottles, you know.
The root beers. Remember the root beer candies? Yeah.
The bottle caps?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pixie sticks and.
Oh, yeah.
Pure sugar. Oh, yeah. We like.
I still like the Pop Rocks, though.
The sugar daddies.
The Pop Rocks. I still like the Pop Rocks.
Pop Rocks, yeah.
They were to me, they were just a novelty, you know. It was like,
Yeah.
If I was stuck in the woods, what do I want? A Snickers or Pop Rocks?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
My candy bar was the Kit Kat. I love the Kit Kats. Couldn't.
Reese's peanut butter cups is probably.
Reese's, yeah.
I really like
white chocolate back then. I'd have been in heaven.
I really like Fifth Avenues too. They're kind of like a Butterfinger, but they're a little darker.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know if I've had one of those.
I know.
Forever. There were so many candies back then.
Yeah.
And it was cheap, man. You could walk in, like, I remember walking into the little convenience store and
$2-3 would go a long ways.
Oh,
yes,
shit, man.
God.
$2, you'd walk out with a bag full of candy.
I remember putting the penny in the bubblegum machine, coming out with a handful.
You get like Jawbreakers and stuff for 5 cents a piece. I mean, for $1, you'd have a bag of 20 of them, you know?
Yeah, like Bazooka bubblegum was like 2 cents.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Love that shit.
Now or later. Now or later.
Everybody's posting the Swedish fish, the cowtails.
Dark chocolate, anything is good.
White chocolate, anything is fucking wonderful.
Papa Craig said, "Where'd it go? My pillowcase and I always practiced up for distance running."
Twizzlers. I used to keep big bags of Twizzlers in my garage because I used them for dog treats. Not because I didn't like them, but my labs, you know, you look at what dog treats cost at a pet store. I could get a bag of Twizzlers for a couple bucks and throw them a Twizzler now and then. They'd think they went to heaven, you know. I'm not going to spend $6-7 for a bag of dog treats.
Yeah, they are dog food in general. I mean, everything. It's just
it's crazy.
Dog food's gotten outrageous.
Yeah. Oh.
Candy straws full of flavored cherry. Do you remember what were those called? Where you got the stick, and then there was 2 or 3 flavors of powder where you just lift the stick.
Fun dip.
Yeah.
Fun dip.
What a
loved it.
What a lazy marketing idea, really.
You have to eat the spoon.
The stick. Yeah.
Yeah. What else? The Atomic Red Hots. The
I remember when the Warheads first came out too. I remember that. Now everything's got to be sour, but back then, you know, there was only 1 or 2 things that were, you know, candy that was really sour. But
he said, "Gobstoppers, the hot ones."
Blinky, huh? Blinky Smurf.
Giggles.
What's up, Susie?
Nothing. Halloween candy. Woo!
Wow, it's the season, What were you saying? There was Jeff. There's some of the sour ones back then. What was sour?
Well, it was warheads and atomic whatever warheads, and I think there was some like lemon heads. Somebody said lemon heads, even though those weren't really that sour, but some of them actually used that powder on the outside of the can. Like the warheads, you'd put it in your mouth, it'd be sour as hell for like 10 seconds, and then that would just go away,
It makes you stream.
But now you got to have sour gummy worms, sour whatever. I mean, everything's sour now.
I'm sorry, my dog just made some weird ass noises.
I think she's dreaming. She's up against under the window, laying there, stretched out.
These weren't dog noises.
It was like a half cry whine.
That was weird.
It was.
I'm sorry to interrupt that.
That was weird. I'm surprised I didn't hear it.
Wow. Yeah, so I want to do something. I mean, shit, we're gonna be live on Thanksgiving. I mean, Halloween anyway.
Yeah,
so we might as well have some sort of spooktacular,
Right.
Maybe get Jay to come on dressed up in drag again.
Oh, he always ends up with a mop on his head.
Yes. Yeah. Mop head.
That was awesome. That was awesome. That was so good. Well, that happened because Nikki had started a ladies' night where it was supposed to be just women on. And so Jay, he wasn't going to be told he can't come in. He threw the mop on as a wig, and
I remember that.
Yeah,
what was his name? Did he change his name?
He did, and I can't remember. I would never.
He'll have to post it in chat. What
was your name, Jay, when you came on?
He'll tell us.
The girl and her gong, what's up? 1111, right on. My favorite number.
Did you guys ever have the candy bullies while you're walking down the street trying to trick or treat with a full bag and someone comes behind you?
I ran too fast, so no.
No. Our neighborhood, everybody was pretty close. Everybody knew each other.
It was rare.
There was a couple Halloweens in a row where I had put stuff out and kids destroyed it, whether it was smashing the pumpkins and all that. And so one year I was over down the shore from the lake from the house, and I saw this big, almost perfectly round rock. And it was heavy. I mean, I put it in a wheelbarrow and brought it home, and I painted that sumbitch orange and painted a face on it like a pumpkin. And I sat it at the end of my driveway, and I waited. And I sat there just watching. And these kids would show up and get out of their car and run at it and go to kick this thing like an NFL kicker trying to kick a 50-yard field goal. And they'd kick that rock and end up on their face screaming, and they'd jump in the car all hurt. I bet 6-7 kids that night busted their foot on this pumpkin rock.
Good on you.
Right. I was thinking that somebody's going to come along with the car and try to run it over.
Well, that would have been even better, but well, actually not. I don't want their car broke down in my yard. I want them to be able to leave afterwards.
I don't want them hanging out. You mind if we wait for a tow truck? Yeah, I do. Let's go kick that other pumpkin.
Just shit off my lawn.
We used to every year we have a fall festival. We have a fall festival in our neighborhood, and we have a little hayride for the kids, and it was kids anywhere from like 3 years old up to teenagers, you know. But most of them are in that 9, 10, 11 range. And kids have changed now compared to back when I was that age. I mean, if an adult said something to you at that age, you were like, whoa, you know. Now they're just brazen. I mean, a couple of us would dress up in scary costumes, and we'd hide behind a tree. And when they'd come by on the hayride, it was dark. We'd jump out and we'd be like, "Wah!" You know, trying to scare them. These 9 and 10-year-old kids are like, "Fuck you!" You know,
Right.
I mean, they're telling us, calling us every name of the book. And I told my buddy, I said, kids are different these days, man.
They are.
Oh,
Violent little bastards.
yeah.
Who else did I just see popped in? Tina G. Welcome.
Tina.
Joe Pat, how are you? Yeah, I always went out at least twice on Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Go out, do the route, come home, change costume, go out, do it again.
We wouldn't have to go out. We would just take our little bucket or whatever and have a pillowcase on the side. Whenever the bucket gets full, dump it in, and you go to the house, and the people, oh, you don't have that much. So you're just getting started. They'd load us up. I know, it's terrible.
Went off like it was a message, but oh, there it is. From an old friend.
Cool.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, I remember growing up as a kid, telling my dad, you know, he'd be getting ready to take me and my sister trick or treating, and I was probably 7 or 8. I'm like, we can't trick or treat in our neighborhood. And he goes, why? I said, look where we live, man. This is the poor part of town. We gotta go to the rich part of town, you know.
Yeah, it was different. It's different when you trick or treat in a rich part of town.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up, I grew up on the Jersey Shore, and it was like middle class, straight across the board.
Yeah.
Go up to my dad's where he was living in northern New Jersey, and it's old money up there.
Yeah.
You know, so trick or treating in those neighborhoods was just weird. It's like they gave you stuff, but it was like they didn't appreciate it, or it was like, you know, I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, I remember being in the rich neighborhood, and I go up with my bucket and trick or treat, and they'd throw in like a roll of pennies, like a whole roll. And I'm looking at it going,
Right.
okay, I get it's 50 cents, right? But this is bullshit. I got like $8 worth of pennies under my bed, man. I don't need your pennies, man. I'm here for the full-size Hershey bar, you know.
The way you hold it down.
Oh, I do remember getting like people just throwing a handful of change.
Yeah.
The weirdest stuff. Back then, you know, it was different too. You didn't have to worry about somebody poisoning you, really. I mean, some old lady would be like, "Oh, I got caramel apples. Come inside." And I'm like, well, I ain't going in there.
Someone said, don't go to the hood, or somebody will attack your lantern.
We didn't have a hood growing up.
I lived in that.
No, we didn't have. Well, I mean, no.
Yeah, we did.
It was just this shore community. I mean, you know, it was cool.
Yes. Vulcan Desperate said it. The hood always gave me more candy than the rich neighborhood did.
Right?
I was thinking that. I was.
See, now you've got these concentrated, you know, they're made to be safe, but, you know, like you'll have churches that'll have trunk or treat deals where there's 50 cars all parked in a parking lot with their trunks decorated and lit up, and they're giving, and you just show up with your kids there. That's like a gold mine, man. I mean, I can walk 150 yards and hit 50 candy bars. And
Sure.
plus, there's a mentality there that the people giving out the candy, since they're not in a house 200 feet away from the other house, they're in their trunk 10 feet away from the next car. There's a sense of competition happening. They don't want to get candy. So I think across the board, you just got a little bit better candy there. We never really had that when we were kids. I remember like the local mall would say, come here if you want to bring your kids trick or treating. You'd go there and everybody'd give you like one little Tootsie Roll. And it's like, this is a waste of time.
I never heard of trunk or treat until I moved to Arizona.
Yeah.
I never heard of it until I came down here.
And
now almost every church, it seems like, is doing it. And there's a lot of nonprofits, a lot of real estate companies. As a real estate broker, I have a small firm, and I've noticed a lot of real estate firms, that's a great way for them to reach out and connect with their community. So they'll have like 30 real estate agents in a parking lot doing trunk or treat, and they'll invite every kid in the neighborhood.
I think the whole town of Clarkdale did it. Like that was their outing. Instead of people going trick or treating, they just had a trunk and treat.
Go to the high school or something, and the whole parking lot's full of cars.
I don't even think they used the Cottonwood school system because there was no school over there. But yeah, it was. I remember kids trick or treating in Arizona in Cottonwood, but then I remember it was Clarkdale. I think it was just the town that did it. Pretty cool. And everybody would go. If they'd go from towns all over the place. And it's not a local drive. I mean, Susie knows, to go from, say, Camp Verde to Cottonwood is, it's a drive.
They had, I know there was a place that did a trunk or treat here in our town, and I had a couple of friends that were, just kind of trying to get a laugh out of it. They had an old piece of crap van that they had painted like free candy on the side, and they were dressed like really sketchy, with the sunglasses. And they were there giving out the candy just like all the other parents. And all the parents were laughing their asses off at it because it's everything you'd warn your kid to stay away from. And here it's at the trunk or treat,
Well, might as well have fun with it.
Right.
Some of the kids are just like, oh, free candy. All right on. And they don't take an eye off of them the whole night.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it was scary as hell.
Elton, how are you? Uh-oh. Jayette.
Jayette.
What's up, Jayette? How are you?
Hi, girls and boys.
He's got the camera off. He doesn't want to show all the cleavage.
Y'all remember me?
Try not to.
I can just hear the cleavage.
The voice is a little familiar. Can't place the face though. What's up, Jay?
I got a haircut since the last time you saw me.
What was your name that night, Jay?
What
did you read?
Yeah, I don't remember
that.
I don't remember that either.
That was it, Jay. I got a strain. Janice holding this damn mop up here on my head.
Well, you got your hair so long right now. It almost looks
strain in my neck.
The lighting wasn't too good.
I'm getting a strain in my neck.
You are a strain in your neck.
Your own sound, ladies. Oh, lordy. I caught a nice one yesterday, buddy. I did catch me a good one.
That was nice.
Where were you? Your lake or somewhere else?
Yeah, the mountain.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm gonna start. I want to start fishing harder now. It's cooled off, because because I just couldn't handle being out in that heat.
It's
You
too
spend
brutal.
all day on a dock, in the middle of a lake, and it takes a lot out of you. So I just didn't fish a lot. So now I'm like, screw that. It's nice out. I'm going fishing.
Isn't that when you just jump in the water and then come back out?
you don't jump in the water here.
Yeah, no.
Really?
You don't jump in the water here.
You go out my back door, okay? 5 feet from my back door, there's a wall, a concrete wall. On the other side of that is water. In that water are alligators.
They come when they hear the back door
Yeah.
open, not closed, open.
Yeah. Like I walk out and they show up.
The other night on
Well, that's different.
Yeah, you don't jump in the water.
the other night, there's a channel on that does this On Patrol Live. I don't know if you've ever seen that show, where they have like 9 police departments across the country, and they'll follow them as they go on different calls, right? One of the calls is down there in Florida. Somebody, and it was at night, some dude's wife backed up their brand new F-250 or their Ford Excursion. It was like a year-old one, bright red, with the boat trailer, and she did not get it in park. And she jumped out. I think she had it in reverse, and it was underwater. And you could see the front of it there, and the cops are there on the dock, and the tow truck guy shows up with his assistant, and he's saying, okay, I got to wade in and hook the cable up on it. He tells the cops, I need you guys to shine your spotlights on the water. And they're like, why? And he says, because about 50% of the time when I do this at night, I'll get in there and there'll be alligators coming out from underneath these docks. And I was just like, man, that's crazy. But he says, yeah, this is really common. That's a bad deal at night to be in the water around a boat ramp at a place where you would think there's so much boat traffic. It doesn't matter. There's these alligators are all over in those areas.
Yeah, there's a lot of them down here. I see them at the marina. I'll come in, and I mean the dock goes like 100 feet out, 100 yards out into the water at least. And yeah, it's just these. You see them on both sides in the marina, swimming by, just chilling. Big ones.
Huge, is big. They're ginormous.
10-footers.
Yeah, easily. I mean, that's kind of putting it lightly.
I remember the first time I fished in a tournament in, I think it was, I'm trying to remember if it was Georgia or Alabama. I think it was in Georgia, but it was on the Chattahoochee River. And the dude that I'm with was from down there. I'd never been bass fishing anywhere down there at that point. And we're in the boat, and as we're driving along, there's alligators in the river. He's like, oh, yeah, there's another one. There's another. I'm like, dude, this is kind of freaking me out. And then half the time we're fishing with these trees overhanging, there's freaking snakes in the trees that are flopping out of them. And they'll land right in your boat. I mean, you can't go underneath these overhanging branches because these snakes fall right into your boat. And then while we're out in the open water, nowhere near the shore, here's a rattlesnake swimming in the water trying to come up into the boat. And I'm just like, dude, this isn't fishing to me. I mean, this is like Survivor or whatever the show is. There's nothing relaxing about this.
That brings a whole new level of, I don't even know what to call it. Fish. I mean, because I've fished around snakes and stuff, but I get it because you come like here, I'm not used to, and anywhere else in the country, usually like that I've lived, I could walk up to any shoreline and fish and not think.
Yeah, you're not worried about a water moccasin or cottonmouth or whatever.
Moke's coming to Florida when I just started walking. I think it was at Sylvan Lake. I remember walking around the lake, and he's going in, like just walking in the brush, and I'm like, hey.
I'm just plowing through everything.
Yeah, no, I'm like, you gotta pay attention. I mean. Yes, it sucks.
Yeah, Michael says, and the wasp nest. That's
how I was at the property at the 168. I didn't even think twice about going through
He's out there in
high
sandals
grass and with boots
knee-deep,
and shorts, but
shorts.
yeah, I didn't think twice about it. And I still don't when I go in there.
Well, now you're consciously aware, but before you're just like, like, hey.
Yeah, I wish you could just jump in. I live on a lake. I can't even swim in it.
You know how bad that with me?
And then Jay sold his kayak because of alligators.
Swimming has been my whole life. I'm in the water, any water. It doesn't matter. Not here.
No, me too.
And it's killing me because I look at it. I look out the window and it's just right there.
Although right there, the same window she's looking at, if you look on shore, there's a community building that has an outdoor pool. So
yeah, but
we'll have to look into joining that or something. And
yeah, here, I mean, it's like midnight. You go out on the dock, you strip down and jump in and go skinny dip. You're not worried about losing something during that experience of, there's no piranhas. There's no, I guess you could say there's snapping turtles and stuff, but they wouldn't bite you.
You don't worry about coming back out without something you went in with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss those days of not having to worry about it. When we were we were at LVL and I'm sitting there staring at the lake. I was dying to jump in.
Yeah, and you didn't have to worry about.
Yeah, that's why. That's why. Yeah.
There's a lot of Asian carp there.
Yeah.
And that was cool because you'd see, an eagle would come by and fly over the little bay that we were on.
Not just one.
And it would scare the carp. They wouldn't jump up like completely out of the water, but it was like they were
like a ripple
it was
over
bizarre.
the top of the water. Just
but they were reacting to the eagle flying by.
It was like
one of my favorite videos is that dude that I think he's up in Alaska. He was fly fishing for trout. And he has a little trout on. He's bringing it in, and as he's about halfway in, that bald eagle swoops in, grabs that trout, and his rod's like, just strips all the line off of it in like 5 seconds. Yeah, that was crazy.
I've done, not fly fishing, but I've done that with seagulls when I was a kid growing up. Accident, you just get stuck. And you're like, oh shit, it's like from, and you had to pull it in. And
well, seagulls are so brazen. I mean, I remember as a kid when I think we were up in Maine or something at Old Orchard Beach, standing out there eating something. I mean, you'd be sitting there eating a Ritz cracker, and they just freaking grab it right out of your mouth,
the carp out of you. Stargazer, welcome. Oh yeah, growing up on in a shore community that was they were everywhere. Seagulls, pulling, grabbing chips out of your hand or stealing sandwiches or they were just notorious. For stealing. Yeah, we were. That's funny.
I was telling Mugs about out here in St. Pete. I was sitting under a canopy and had a bag of chips, and I just set it down on the blanket. I was sitting in a chair. I set it down beside me. I reached down, first chip I go to grab out of the bag, and before I could even bring it halfway to my mouth, seagull comes from the left, comes under the canopy and out of my hand and gone. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, it scared the hell out of me. But yeah, they're ruthless. They just swoop and go. He got my finger a little bit. I don't know with what part of the bird.
What's up, Mike?
It's just too quick.
Jay,
what is
Jay's doing sign language. He's on mute.
Unmute.
He's not talking to us.
I know. But you're
He's
right.
our interpreter.
Should we eavesdrop?
He looked like
you can do that.
I don't know. Find out.
Mike got excited. He's like, "You can do that?"
Wait a minute. Let's find out.
Did it show?
I think his lady said, "I'm gonna run the Sonic quick. Do you need anything?" And he's been going nonstop since telling her.
2 thumbs up.
He always looks like he's getting interrogated. That lamb.
He's talking about flamingos pooping on your head. That's what he's talking about.
Check this out. Stargazer says, "Hey all, I feel like I'm on a much cooler version. Cheers." With aliens.
Everybody knows your name.
with aliens.
Look at the avatar.
Well, right on, dude. Welcome.
You gotta put Miss Dill's post up.
So yeah, that's what we do.
Tina said it. Those dang seagulls down here will grab a 12-inch sub from your hand.
Yeah, it's like Jersey, the dumps, like the Meadowlands where they took all the garbage dumps, loaded with seagulls. You go to Arizona, it's loaded with ravens and crows.
Yeah. Even up here in the upper Midwest, we have so many lakes that we have seagulls, inland, not on the coast, but the landfills are full of huge flocks of seagulls. I mean, nonstop year round. It's crazy.
Yeah, there probably still is in Jersey. But it was weird going to a
Oh, sorry. WTF, Mike. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. I read it.
Stevie B, did you know I dated a one-legged girl who worked at a brewery? Yeah, she was in charge of the hops. Her name was Eileen.
That was my first thought. Oh my God, sorry.
Shit, I'll be back. I gotta answer this message.
I'm laughing.
I sent Stevie
Oh God.
where did we just
A
live?
short.
It was a short,
Mike.
and the guy was an Army vet or whatever he was
Double
in.
amputee.
Double amputee, but he didn't lose he lost him after.
He says, you know what sucks is when you're a double amputee and
you're a veteran.
And you're a veteran.
His name is Peg.
You can lose your legs in a war.
I said, right? I feel so funny wearing anything. I like my Army gear. I like shirts, hats. I've got stuff, and I feel uncomfortable because I feel like I'm representing something that's not. You know what I mean? Because I didn't lose my legs in the Army.
Part of the joke was though that he's like he chose. I guess he went with the black.
Like
black
mine.
Yeah. And people are, and he's above the knee. He's like, so why'd you go with the black legs? Well, faster.
Faster. Oh, it was just
It was
my
fun.
humor, I suppose. It was funny. I said I knew it had to be good because he rarely ever sends me any videos. He never sends any. I share with him a little bit, but he never sends me anything. So I knew if he sent a video, it had to be good. I was driving home when I just glanced at the notification, so I had to stop at the store, and that was the first thing I did was sat there and watched it. Oh, I'm sitting there laughing. People looking at me walking by like, must be good. I was cracking up.
So where did Mike go? Mike, we lost you. What happened, buddy? Not WTF, Mike.
He said he had to go do something.
Dishes.
I was laughing. I didn't hear.
Hey, Jane. This one's for you, Susie.
Oh, thank you, Jane.
What did Mike call it? A shiny coat?
Was it a coat?
First time you popped on and he said that, I was like,
died.
oh shit, he's right.
Lord, that's the head shake.
I heard Stevie B likes to lesbian threesome. She leans both ways.
I swear.
Trackway's doing Flock of Seagulls lyrics, obviously.
Yeah, he was accusing me of having Flock of Seagulls hair when I was in high school.
Yeah, that was some hair. One thing I mean, it's like I always had short hair, and then one day I was like, no, I'm done, and I just let it grow. You know, I never got into weird, I don't know, styles. Grasshopper says WTF Mike is Googling jokes now.
Yeah.
Hey, doesn't matter where it comes from. It's funny as hell.
Helen says a friend of mine was the guitarist for Flock of Seagulls. I also shot a promo for them once.
That's cool. Very cool.
I knew a guy whose brother was in Till Tuesday back then. You know that band?
Mm-hmm.
I think their big claim to fame was like Voices Carry. I think that was the name of it.
Hush, hush. Voices carry.
Yeah. Be grown. What's up? Grown.
I'll always like that song "Sailing." I can't remember that guy.
Cross.
Yeah, it was a one. Yeah. I never could understand the words though.
I don't think hardly anybody could.
Who's that? What was the artist?
Christopher Cross.
Oh, I liked his is it Ride Like the Wind?
Ride Like the Wind.
Yeah.
That was a great song by him.
That's funny. As soon as you started to mention it, it popped into my head.
What song was it? The theme song for Arthur.
It was Arthur.
Yeah, is that?
I think that's the name of it.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, he did that too, didn't he?
I like that song. Yeah.
Miss Dill. Anybody like the band Rush? No.
No.
Nope.
Terrible.
Geddy Lee.
Really? Yep.
Probably the best bass player out there.
Neil Peart. Amazing drummer.
Yep. He passed away this last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
WTF Mike says he's got a pornographic memory.
There's a big I don't know how many discussions I got into when he passed away as to who is the best rock drummer of all time.
Bonham.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I'm sorry. You listen to the intro of two or three different Rush songs, or not Rush, but Led Zeppelin songs. It's like, wow. But Bonham just had, I think it was easier for him to be kind of an icon because there were so many things that hadn't been done before that he kind of like the offbeat stuff and the, stuff that people hadn't heard a drummer do before. And they're like, holy smokes. It's harder for a drummer now to really stand out because
like, what is the offbeat? Is that like a syncopated rhythm?
Well, you got the bass snare in a lot of, different beats depending on the timing, but it's that hitting that snare in between, basically on the withdraw, you're hitting it down. And you heard that in like the Levy song and things like that. The intro to that, it's like he's hitting that drum when you don't expect him to, when you're hearing the beat that he's playing. And, nobody'd really done that before. It was kind of happening in jazz drumming, but not really in rock drumming. And
I had a buddy who was he was a drummer, electrician by trade, but I mean, he was an amazing drummer. But he was into like the jazz fusion stuff. We'd watch. It was the weirdest thing watching him play air drums.
Yeah.
Russ, he was, you know, all you had to do was set him at a drumming, and he knew everything. It was just incredible.
I think one of
Go ahead.
One of the really interesting things about Rush was that their frontman, Geddy Lee, played bass. And that's a lot. You know, most rock bands, your frontman is a rhythm guitar player, not a bass player, not a lead guitarist, because both of those elements in a song are difficult to do while singing vocals. And you know, there are a few bass players that really, I mean, like just like the lead singer of Night Ranger played bass while he sang. Not something you see a lot, you know, but
you don't see a lot of drummers that sing. I mean, you do, but you don't. It's not.
Yeah, there's some bands where that's probably even more of an oddity. There's some bands that kind of made, you know, that was their calling. What's the band who, we're an American band or whatever? Their lead singer was their drummer, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, who the hell was that? American band. I got the whole song.
Me too.
Yeah, Grand Funk Railroad. Yeah. That their lead singer was their drummer, and that was like one of the first really big ones that when you see their videos, they're like, dude, you don't expect the guy to start singing as the guy behind the drum set, right? But
the Eagles, what's his name? He was pretty much their lead singer, the drummer. What was his name?
The interesting about the Eagles is they had three guys that literally, well, all four of them literally could have been the front man for anybody. Glenn Fry, Joe Walsh, you know, they all had the ability. And I think that's why when you hear songs like Seven Bridges Road and stuff, when they do 4-part harmony, it was so incredible, not because it was 4 people singing. They all had voices that could front a band. They weren't just backup singers, you know. But
Emma, how are you? Great to see you.
yeah, I love Don Henley. Don Henley
Yep, Don Henley was great.
Janet saw them in Orlando. She said that Joe Walsh was amazing.
Joe Walsh is really an interesting story of when he left all the different bands he was in, and he left them, and then he just kind of moved to Colorado and went off the grid, you know, for like a year, and started writing songs while he was like mowing his lawn and shit. And
no, I love the Eagles.
That's the one band I've always wanted to see.
Yeah.
I like Don Henley. I really liked Boys of Summer. For a non-Eagle song went solo.
Oh yeah.
You know, Joe Walsh had Rocky Mountain Way and some interesting things that he did solo, but Don Henley was kind of late in his career when he did Boys of Summer, and it really went top 40. I mean, at that time, it really was played up quite a bit. It was so different.
When didn't he do? Was that Don? No, who did? Oh, that was Glenn Fry. Never mind. The Miami Vice.
Oh yeah.
Soundtrack.
Yeah.
Smuggler's Blues. I think that was what it was called. Robert Dendubin, welcome.
Yeah,
how are you?
Glenn Fry did Smuggler's Blues solo.
Offcast, what's up? Little Joe Walsh. Indeed, the Eagles walked and more about it, and we locked the doors. No shit. How much did you charge for, ransom?
I remember that happened here in the little town that I grew up in at our arena. Aerosmith played, And that night, and this was like 92, 91. I mean, it wasn't when they were really young, but they weren't super, super huge yet. They had some great songs out. But after their huge concert at the arena, they showed up at this little dive bar that had live music, and there was a band playing there that night. And they came in and they locked the doors, and there was probably 150, 250 people in the bar, and they went up and grabbed the guitars and drum set and started playing. And it was like, holy shit, dude, this is Aerosmith.
That's awesome.
But
to see something in an intimate setting like that,
Yeah.
I think for them, it's awesome too.
Sure.
I mean, if you're a really popular musician, everywhere you go, you can't go to Walmart without people just hounding. You can't go out to eat. You can't get gas at a gas station. To be able to finish some huge concert where everybody's freaking out and go into that little bar and just play, that's got to feel like your garage band days before you got huge. And there's got to be something special about being able to do that for them, I would think.
Yeah, that is a problem. I have that problem myself.
What, everybody runs away?
Lulu Bell, welcome. Good to see you. Hey, Donald.
Tina P.
Tina.
Good to see you.
Alan Goodyear.
Lulu.
What's up?
How you doing, Lulu?
Yeah, I saw Travis Tritt in Manhattan in a small bar, in a small setting like that. It was freaking cool. And then I saw Garth Brooks in the nosebleed seats. We needed friggin' binoculars just to see the stage. What else? So yeah, guys, anybody else wants to pop on tonight, click on that link, come hang out, come say hi. It's good to hang out. I'm glad Jeff popped on. Jay, you live up the street and we don't see you.
Ever. This is not by accident.
Oh, I was going to tell you, we're going to where we going tomorrow night?
Mason Jar tomorrow night for fish fry.
Yeah,
Crazy Gators.
yeah, $11.95. Yeah, all you can eat, $11.95.
Fish?
Yeah.
Fish fry.
Ooh.
Oh, right on.
Ooh.
We can walk there.
Yes.
I know. Yeah.
On the way home.
What time you guys heading over there?
We're old.
Yeah.
Early bird special, huh?
I think we eat 2:45 today, our supper.
Yeah.
I was sleeping. I was in a nap at 2:45.
2:45. I was trying to wrap up my day at work.
It'd probably be 6 at least, I bet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I got a boat going out probably till 4 or 5. So yeah. We did have, what do we have in there recently? We have only been there once.
I tell you what, I had that prime rib the other night, and it was pricey.
No, you did
But
not.
it was about the best.
Ribeye.
Ribeye, rather. And it was really good, wasn't it, Janet?
Yeah.
I mean, it was excellent. But they don't serve a baked potato. I've never been to a place
That's
like
weird.
this.
Yeah.
But it was as good ribeye as I have ever eaten.
Mashed potatoes or tater tots.
Yeah.
French fries.
I'll do the mashed.
Yeah. Man. I'm still trying to think of what I had to eat there.
I don't remember. I know
You
they had
don't
those
either?
big gators in the rafters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had that gator. Yeah.
We
they had
screwed them up
that-
because we were sitting we walked in to the front. That was that place, wasn't it?
Yes.
And
We were in the
there was
bar
there was
area.
a game on,
If it was the first NFL.
and it was so noisy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was noisy. Where we opened, but the diner, and man, it was noisy coming up through there.
We got up and said, "Well, when we replaced the appetizer order." So she's like, well, just go in the back, walk back there, and they'll help you out. So we just walked back and sat at a table. Nobody helped us. They didn't know what the hell to do with us. They were like, wait, where did you coming from? I'm like, well, we were just sitting up front. And we,
three different
too noisy.
waitresses?
Yeah, they were all.
We really screwed them up by moving.
I'm like, yeah. Oh, well, I have to have the tools. So I have to have the bartender switch it over to one of us. And it's like, what the hell, people? We didn't,
They couldn't decide whose section we sat down in. So this person came to see, what the deal was. Oh, I'll go get your waitress. Oh, I'll go get your waitress. Yeah. Why can't you help us? You ain't done nothing.
We just ruined their night.
We did. We screwed them all up. They were like frowning upon us, big time. It was kind of funny.
I'm trying to remember what we had though.
I can't remember. I really.
Tom brought up somebody that I have hung out with for a couple of times. That's Tom Cochran with Red Ryder.
Right on.
I think I had that fish.
Come get trippy with this old ass hippie. I mean, I was raised that era, but not like,
That is such.
I wasn't out there, active. It was a cool time to grow up. Absolutely.
You like?
Look, Brian. One of them.
I'm just reading chat real quick. Catch up.
Yeah, Michael Haywood. So Red Ryder's big song was Lunatic Fringe, which will always be in my top 10 favorite songs. That song will always be in my top 10. But it was really interesting that after the band broke up, when Tom, I thought he'd just fade into obscurity like most people do. And he came out with the movie Dumb and Dumber, ended up doing a song on that soundtrack, and then came back, and when Pixar's Cars came out, did I think one or two songs in that, and kind of that's what he became famous for as a solo artist, as Tom Cochran. Nobody ever knew he was the lead singer in Red Ryder and started that band. It was kind of funny.
I would not have known that.
Janet said she'd kick dirt in my face if Luke Bryan ever came by.
He's a Georgia boy.
Over salivating. I just said his name. She's over salivating.
So Helton did a photo shoot of Red Ryder when they opened for REO Speedwagon.
I think Helton's shot just about every rock band that there was from basically 1977 to probably 1995, But
Joe Pat says, isn't Tom Cochran deceased? No idea. I'm not Googling it. At times a question pops up, I'm on Google.
Papa Craig says, I'm paying today for all the fun I had as a hippie.
Yeah, I guess it catches up with you. Can't wait for that day to come. Yes, it was. Lunatic Fringe was featured in a 1983 movie, Vision Quest.
Which is really kind of, if you think about the movie and think that song, it doesn't seem like a natural pairing, but.
I'm trying to remember the movie, Vision Quest. Who was in it?
Who was in it?
Because I remember the song being in a movie.
Good night, Trackway.
Trackway, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for stopping by. Yolanda, welcome.
Yolanda, it's up for all
It's
whatever
up-
happens.
welcome to the channel. We talk about anything. Mostly, like, I mean, Jeff over here and Jay below him have had Bigfoot experiences, visual sightings. So sometimes we talk about that. We are in a Bigfoot community. But here we kind of hang out and talk about whatever. Could be music, could be movies, could be fishing, could be food. And it probably will be.
We haven't talked about food yet.
40
Well,
minutes
yes, we did.
left.
The restaurants.
So the movie Vision Quest was originally released in the UK and Australia titled Crazy for You, and then it was renamed and released in 1985 here in America. It had Matthew Modine, Linda Florentino, Michael Scoffering, and Ronnie Cox. So not like it was, any of the Rat Pack or anybody, the Brat Pack, I should say. But it's yeah.
Whatever way the wind blows is the topic.
Somebody asked about Tom Cochran. Janet said he's still alive.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I've never heard that he died.
He's a 70. He's an old fart like me.
Matthew Modine. Yep.
I'm trying to think if there was. I have a movie stuck in my head. It was a wrestling movie.
Robert said the actor who was the pilot in Memphis Belle, it was about a high school wrestler.
It is the wrestling.
And that was Matthew Modine that played the.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from, I think, Spokane, Washington is the setting for the movie, if I'm not mistaken. But
I do remember. He was young Matthew Modine, right?
Yeah.
He would wear the the suit that made
it was 85, so yeah.
I did. That's the movie I'm thinking of.
And Madonna sang that song Crazy for You.
Yeah, there were a lot of movies that had those,
Right.
Madonna.
And Dina P says he was hot in that movie.
Okay, what weight class did he wrestle? There's your question.
That would have been pre-change, which that's so confusing. When I wrestled in high school in the 80s, I wrestled at 138. The weight class above me was 145. And now, like, when was it? In the mid 90s, maybe? I can't remember. They changed the weights.
Really?
In high school wrestling and in college wrestling. So if I say, well, I wrestled at 138, nobody wrestles at 138 now. It's those parameters moved a couple pounds. But
Mike's back. What's up, Mike?
What's going on?
Same old.
What's up with you?
I love when like Yolanda just came in and was like, "What is this?" Like,
yeah. Nonsense.
Like, so
what did I walk into?
Right in though.
Well,
Go ahead.
I had a guy walk into my chat the other day. Like, well, I'd say walk in, but like he was like, "How did I get here from a power washing video?" I'm like, I don't know. It's stuck now.
But welcome.
Yeah, Yolanda, you don't like the topic, you can come on and change it.
Yep, that's what
we do. We put the link in chat so anybody can come on and say hi, whatever.
Robert says he wrestled at that time. He was a heavyweight. It was funny how easy it was to lose weight at that age. I had a metabolism that was 100 miles an hour. I would play football at around 170 pounds. And when football season would end and wrestling season would start, we'd have about 32 days where I would go from 170 to 138.
Damn.
I'd lose 32 pounds in 32 days just eating like 2 grapefruit a day. I mean, it wasn't even that much working out or running. It was just at that age you could lose weight so easily. It seems like now it's like I gotta go eat like I live in Ethiopia for a month to lose 3 pounds.
That's terrible.
You read
Jay's
what
losing it down there.
Grass says doesn't watch movies.
You read what Haywood wrote. That was funny as heck.
What did I miss?
He said
I
I call
called
BS.
BS grass. Popeye was not a documentary. Well, that's what I was getting at. Popeye was not a documentary. Miss Dill says, Jeff, we are not 25 years old anymore. Get over it, Gramps.
Yeah. No shit.
I like telling stories, but I don't like. I know a lot of people that live in the glory days. You know, I had a relative that's like, I don't know. He didn't live in today. He lived in yesterday. It was weird.
It's like Napoleon Dynamite, his relative in the van that comes stay with him that's stuck in high school football, you know.
Still wearing,
can't get out of those glory days.
Still wearing the leather jacket. Yolanda says, I was already subscribed, so just checking in. I'm from Nebraska. Too damn cold to sit outside.
Yeah.
So you know of any Bigfoot sightings in Nebraska?
There's a couple on western Nebraska on the Niobrara River. There's a few, but for the most part, Nebraska is flat, full of corn, full of grain, not a lot of hills. But then again, so is Iowa, and you go look at Iowa, and there's like 27 encounters or something crazy throughout Iowa. But
reported.
To me, I think that when you have the northern 2/3 of Minnesota is all forest, and just south of Iowa is the Ozark Mountains and very heavily forested area, I think that 350, 400-mile stretch, if you believe in migration, could be why some of those would move from A to B. You don't want to be in that heavy winter for 3-4 months. Maybe you do migrate through that farm areas along river valleys and, shelter. There's not a lot of population out there.
People are still doing it. They're called snowbirds.
And you get prior to it being harvested, you get 7.5, 8 foot tall corn. Believe it or not, I mean it's that tall. I don't care how big and hairy you are. If you want to move from cornfield to cornfield, you can go a long ways without being seen.
Sure,
that's what I figured, because the big boy is so tall and it's so flat out there. They're scared of lightning, because lightning always is going to hit the tallest thing, so they stay away from Nebraska. That's my summation.
From my experience, they're rarely standing up. Like they're rarely like straight up and down.
If you listen to people like Highcheck and Steenberg and a lot of people who have spent decades looking at different reports, and they'll come down to the basic: you need 3 things. You need undulation, which is not necessarily mountains, but it can't just be flat. There's got to be river valleys, ridges. There's got to be topographical difference to some degree. There's got to be water, whether it's rivers or lakes, and there's got to be forested area and cover. Those 3 elements. And when you start talking about Nebraska, for a lot of it is you're removing not just the forested area, not just the topographical differences, but even water. I mean, there's a few rivers and stuff here and there, but it's not like it is in the mountains where every ravine has water running through it.
It's not very conducive to.
No, it would be really difficult. Now, I'm not saying something couldn't move from one forested area to another forested area and cross through there. over a couple week period to cover, 200-300 miles and move through an area like that. But I don't think they could habituate in an area like that at all.
Yolanda said heard there were some in the Omaha Indian Reservation area, but that's 2 hours away.
Yeah.
Well, just like my sighting, it was right on a creek. The bottom, I was on the ridge, but there's a creek bottom right below it. It ran for miles and miles and miles, forest for miles, There's creek bottoms, and there's woods everywhere. Plenty of things to eat back in those days, because I didn't even know what a friggin' Sasquatch was back then. I had no clue,
And a lot of it comes down to what you believe those parameters are that exist around the creature. I look at it as a flesh and blood creature. That's my experience with it. That's what my data shows me. And until my data shows me something else, that's how I'll approach it. However, if you want to look at it and say there's a supernatural aspect to its origin or its existence, at that point, it could be anywhere. It can come and go as it wants.
Sure.
Whether you're believing the whole Ron Moorhead approach of quantum approach, or whether or not you're believing portals could exist. Why at that point it could be on the moon as well as Nebraska. Okay. So
Miss Dill, see you Tuesday.
Hi,
on
Miss
Halloween.
Dill. Thank you.
Enjoy your trick-or-treating here. What is it? Forest element. Okay. Thanks again, Ms. Dill. Don Juan, what's up? Danny State, what's up, man? I know you were here earlier, and I don't think I said hi to you. So, what up?
Right.
Yolanda, you just got a prime example of how fast shit can change around here. When you popped in, we weren't talking about Bigfoot, were we?
It's like the weather in a lot of areas. If you don't like it, just wait 5 minutes.
5
It'll
minutes.
change.
Yeah. Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot, what's happening?
We're pretty much going to talk fishing sometime during the show.
Yeah, it's usually food. What else?
Fishing.
Music.
And the other thing to consider is when she mentioned the Omaha Indian Reservation, one thing we should consider is some of these encounters that are historically back there, like, recordings of sightings and things that happened 100 years ago. A lot of these areas look tremendously different in this Midwest part of the country back then, prior to the railroad coming through. I mean, if you think about it, and I've said this the other day, the movie The Revenant, where Hugh Glass is attacked by a grizzly bear, is in South Dakota on flat ground, prairie grass that we hunt pheasants on now. And there are no bears there. But prior to the railroad and the gold rush and humans and all this, there were grizzly bears there. So the idea that, there's no Sasquatch in Nebraska, that's not to say that 140 years ago there weren't. There weren't that many humans there at that point, other than native humans, Native Americans. So
I think the woolly mammoth was still around back when I was a kid.
I'd say it's still around now.
Right.
Yeah, some would say. There you go. There's a whole other can to open up.
Somebody's already, I'm sure, doing that build one in the lab thing.
Somebody was in here last time, and they had a Bigfoot ride and a woolly mammoth.
Yes. For their avatar, or thumbnail, whatever you want to call
I'm
it.
trying to think who that was. Damn it, can't think of it.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, he did do some good stabilization.
Yeah.
MK with the Patterson Gimlin.
I think that was where I saw the most definition of the muscles and, from MK.
Mr. Lee's correcting you. Actually, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, that's what
Where's
it was.
Leonardo?
Wasn't you. That's one of those movies that literally you can watch that, and depending on how prepared and strong you are at seeing stuff like that, when that bear is throwing him around in that movie, oh my God, your ribs almost hurt watching it. It is so
brutal,
vividly detailed.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't think I've never heard.
Yeah,
I've never even heard.
You gotta watch it. The movie, The Revenant.
It's really good. It's a really
so Hugh Glass is there trapping furs, and he's with a team of trappers, and they're trapping furs, and they were moving from one area to another, and he ends up getting attacked by a grizzly bear and getting double crossed by the rest of the people he's with. They left him for dead. And he just about died in this attack. So he ended up stabbing this bear.
Honestly, I don't know how he did.
And it's all about his journey of survival after that attack is about 3/4 of the movie, and the retribution and that he gets on these guys when he gets back to where they're at. But it's a true story, and it was well documented, so that it's not like they're guessing whether or not this happened.
The attack scene, I mean, that was just brutal. That's probably the, I don't want to call it worst,
it's called The Revenant.
Revenant.
Where'd you
Revenant.
Where'd you see it at, Jeff? It's not on Netflix. I'm checking out it.
No, it's not.
Maybe check on Prime.
Prime might be there.
Yeah.
All right. I think we've got stuff, so I'm gonna have to check this out.
Prime always wants me to pay for
I really don't
something.
want to see it. It sounds like an interesting movie.
It is. It really is.
For the bear attack, that's just
that's just part of it. It's his whole journey.
Yeah.
It was a great movie.
Oh, the shit we've been watching lately.
I want to say, isn't that the movie that he finally won an Oscar on?
Yeah, Leonardo won an Oscar, I think, in it. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
First time he ever won an Oscar.
Rent or buy. Son of a bitch. What? What
is that on?
Prime. Yeah. This video is currently available. Oh, wait. There's one. Maybe there's a free one. No, it's a trailer. Sun Beach. All right. Let me see how much it costs.
No, you can find
it. I've got the DVD. I should just say.
I know.
I mean, it's $3.99 to rent, and
it's worth it. It's worth it.
It's
one of those movies that you will not regret watching.
48 hours for $4. It's like Blockbuster, like just sitting at home. Same thing. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that tonight. Actually, let's see if it might deny me.
I'm interested in hearing you come back then on Tuesday and tell us what you thought.
I don't know if I have $4, so we'll find out in a second.
It's on HBO Max. It's on every platform basically, but I think it's HBO Max.
I think the other Danny's bringing up a bear movie. The movie The Edge with Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin, where their float plane hits a goose or whatever and crashes up there in Alaska, and they end up, one of them's injured from that crash and is bleeding, and they attract this huge grizzly bear. And this thing is so relentless, it tracks them for days and days and days as they're trying to hoof their way back to civilization or get out of there. That movie was pretty intense too, but it's not anywhere close to The Revenant.
Mr. Lee says Cocaine Bear is rubbish.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it was funny, but there was nothing about it that's a movie that if you spent $4.99, you will wish you had the $4.99 back at the end. Luckily, it's on Netflix for free, but
I don't know where they are in this opening scene, but it's kind of cool. It's like flooded. It's like a flooded forest.
Yeah, they're trapping beavers and stuff on these high water rivers and stuff.
Mm.
But
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll watch it later. Hey,
You should
buddy.
have enough money
Thanks.
now.
He's like, oh, watch it now.
Better not have said no shit. It went through. I didn't. Susie sent 10, but thank you, Susie. Maybe that's why it went through.
I was going to send it to him. Hey, we got you. We'll take care of it. Don't worry.
we
Susie
really
sent
ought
you
to
10 bucks.
do. I mean, not that everybody in
I'll
chat
send you
could
back
do this,
6.
but it would be cool to pick a
Watch
movie
2
like
movies.
that some night and just have a closed StreamYard thing, get 10 people in and play the movie. You know, it would be.
Sure.
It's a long movie.
There's all kinds of movies like that would be fun to watch as a group. Just
That'd be pretty easy, too.
What do you want, dog? I'll be right back. Thank you, Susie.
My pleasure.
yeah, I had I think I've told this story a long time ago, but this is before we had kids. Somebody had asked me if I would take a church youth group to Colorado.
Oh.
And so there were I think there were 11 kids. And so we rented 2 vans. It was me and another adult. But before we went on this trip, on a week before, I invited them all to a gathering and we watched The Edge. Because we were going to be in Colorado and bear country, and I thought, let's watch The Edge.
I'll scare the shit out of them.
And my wife was like, "What the fuck are you letting them watch that movie for before you take?"
How did
This
that
one
trip
kid
work out
was
for you?
so scared, but I had a knife made with his name engraved in it and all this stuff because this kid lacked self-confidence big time, had a lot of self-esteem issues. And we went on this week trip where we were off the grid up in Colorado. We went whitewater rafting in Buena Vista on, I think it's the Arkansas River there. But then we were up in the mountains on this 9-mile reservoir or something it was called. But there was bears around our campsite every night. I mean, you could hear them. And if you drank a soda or something and you left that thing uncapped outside your tent, they were going to come and get it. I mean, they were just there all the time. And this kid was so scared the first night or two, but at the end of the week, he had overcome this and realized he could do this. And I gave him that knife and said, I know this wasn't easy for you. And about a year or two later, his mom came up to me out of the blue and introduced herself. And she said, what you did for my son on that trip, she said, you don't realize how much it changed him because he didn't have confidence issues after that. And I just thought, wow, I never really went into doing that with that intent. I was just going to give him a knife if he could make it through it without freaking out. But
no, you never know what's going to, just an action like that
yeah.
changes someone's life. That's awesome. Stargazer, good luck with that investigation. She's doing. I'm sorry, going on a. I don't know. I didn't. Yeah, there's a dog is going on a paranormal hunt, ghost hunt.
Nice.
In Savannah.
Nice.
Right on.
I like Savannah.
Oh, with the Ghost Brothers. That's cool. Ghost Brothers are. Yeah. That's cool. They had a decent show. It was funny. That's why I liked it because they were so scared of everything.
Yolanda was asking, "What does everybody think about the Bigfoot video from Colorado?" And there's a lot of opinions on that. There's a lot out there. I'm going to tell you this: there are some really good channels that get to the bottom of some of that stuff as far as could it be true, could it be a hoax. One of them I would recommend, go look at Steve Cole's channel, Squatch Detective. He recently did a show on that video, and he really goes deep into it about a production company that has a suit that they've gone out and did things in the past in that area in order to be seen with this and photographed on purpose. And compares that suit to the video and I'm not saying that it's BS and I'm not saying it's real, but there are some channels out there that have really dived pretty deep in.
Thinker Thunker did a breakdown, and I watched like half of it and kind of like faded out.
I got through a quarter of it and walked off.
Yeah, when they're doing size comparisons and it just, to me, it seemed flawed.
All I needed to hear was him say, "Look, the elusive creature." Nope.
Oh, in that video,
Yeah.
Well,
Look,
the interesting
elusive-
thing is this group that has a costume that's kind of their motive is to go out and do these experiences and get people to photograph them and whatnot.
Mhm.
They came out and publicly said, that's not us. Now, whether or not they're to be believed or not, that's an argument in itself, but it is interesting that they're claiming that they weren't the ones that are in the video. But when you look at that suit is fairly available online.
Pyromantic Squatch American said they thought it was a Wookiee suit.
Yeah, if you look at that suit compared to the video, and a lot of channels have compared them very closely, at the end of these shows, when you've done your homework on it, it's pretty hard to say, yeah, I think it's authentic, But
why would it duck down and hide and then move around like an ass? Like
yeah, it's
nonstop?
kind of different. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, I don't know. It just
I can tell you that something that's out there and its number one goal is to be elusive and its life depends on its ability to do that. They hear that train coming from miles away, dude.
And they know.
There's no way that train gets to where it's at and it's caught in the open or not behind something. I have a problem with that in itself. But
it's bigger than press on nails, in my opinion, but whatever.
I stopped researching.
So let me double back before I forget. Somebody said something about Arkansas. So Sharon Guy said earlier to tell everyone that she won't be around because she's going to Arkansas or something. So don't worry about her if we don't see her for a little while.
She was the first one in chat tonight.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going with Christy.
Christy
right?
Sai. Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. I was driving when they were talking about it.
Yeah, they're going. What are they doing? They're going.
Are
they going camping or?
I don't remember.
I just know we're going. Tell me what they're doing.
Well, me and Remember don't go together so well.
They're going to see Judy.
Right.
They should.
That's better than going to see Sasquatch.
Funnier.
Yes.
Judy's got a great sense of
Oh
humor.
my god.
She'll keep you.
I was still in the woods earlier when you guys started the show. I was still in the woods, but I was like walking out, so I was like, "Oh, let me cut it on." Like I saw the notification. It was like 5 minutes in, and like I just cut it on, and like Stevie's on like her phone getting messages, and you're like, "Who's messaging you?" And then like I hear you like say to chat, you're like, "Judy, stop texting her or something."
Yeah. I was guessing. I don't know who it was. My phone goes off. It's either Judy or Michael.
Oh, so you missed the part where when he started the show, he forgot I was sitting here.
when I first turned it on, I heard you probably explained what it was. I didn't hear it, but it sounded like a dog slurping out of a water bowl.
Yeah, that was Lucy a little while ago.
Like,
mine made a weird noise.
You could hear that for lives. Like, what is that sound? And then I realized that's got to be a dog.
It's right behind me, and she was drinking. Really.
The folk camp out is this weekend. Squatchy as folk.
That's
folk. Yeah. Got it.
But is that Crabtree's? Because I think he just did one in March.
I think
Crabtree was the star of.
Honestly, I believe
he was
it
the
is.
folk monster. Keith Crabtree. Yeah, I think he did one in March.
Said Lucy's name now. She's going crazy.
Yolanda, good night. Good to see you.
What are you doing, Lucy?
Good
You
to
gotta
see
go
you
out.
back again.
Yeah, I'm surprised we made it this far and Lucy hasn't worked once.
Why would you say that?
Well, 'cause she's standing next to me now,
Well, I
and I'm petting
know,
her to
but-
shut her. Make sure she doesn't. Come here.
She's like, is that a challenge?
Exactly.
Don't threaten me
Just
with a good
saying her
time.
name.
No, I'm actually petting her.
PC, WTF.
We've had a little wind the last 2 or 3 nights, but I tell you what, in Florida, when you walk a dog at night, the mosquitoes will almost pack you away.
Oh, they'll throw you on the back and fly you away.
that's right.
Mike says, Stevie B, if you buy new sandals, do you buy the flip or the flop?
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think you get one or the other. You don't get both.
No.
There's no movement.
Yeah, that's what I liked about hunting over the last 5 weeks was that mosquitoes weren't. We're kind of in that transition. The first couple of weeks, they were pretty bad, but right now, I mean, they're almost non-existent. They just aren't bad at all. But
I was gonna say, what transition? What is that? They're always.
We get blind mosquitoes here by the marina, and they don't bite, but they just cover everything. You know,
yeah,
like the white boat, like we have a bay boat, and so it's white. It's bizarre when they get thick. It's black.
Really? That's nasty.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, God, it's sketchy.
And they're everywhere on the boat.
Midwest says mosquitoes here in Illinois are as big as thunderbirds.
well, here in
we go.
Minnesota, where my lake house is, they're our state bird here in Minnesota. That's the mosquito.
So I said the other day, I think a lot of states share the same state bird.
Yeah. Well, New York and Jersey share the same flower, right? What is it, Mo? The highway cone.
Pine cone?
The highway cone, the orange cone.
Oh, yeah.
They would say, oh, that.
Come here.
Who said the state flower was fungus?
It's more the New York City flower, I guess.
Jeez. Mosquitoes
You
are
guys
horrible here in Florida. Yes, they are.
Oh, they're just.
You guys remember these things? We were just talking about them. Remember? I was like, oh, I used to get these from the ice cream man.
Yeah.
I got them. Yeah, I found them. I got them for my son they had like 2 packs at the gas station. I was like, I gotta get these.
Right on. Stink to holy hell.
No, they don't stink, do they?
They cut the mosquitoes
They're
down
just
when you're
smoke.
outside.
Right.
Maybe I'll take a pack out in the field with me and see what happens.
Piss off the load.
Mr. Lee, do they have mosquitoes in England?
I think they have them pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. Mr. Lee says, hit it, knuckleheads. He's referring to that like button. Oh, yeah. 9 minutes left.
9.
Yeah. Well, according to my clock. Although this one says 7 and yours probably says 5.
Mine says 5.
I don't know why.
Lee says yes, they have mosquitoes. I know they have them in Australia and New Zealand, so I would imagine as you go north, they're still going to be throughout Europe. And
Oops, what did I just do?
What did you do?
Susie, quiet down over there.
Really?
Sorry.
yeah, settle down. Somebody
Mike, poke her in the
slip
sides.
her a little something.
Oh, wait, just
Sorry.
Oh. It looked like you were going to grab my hair.
He goes, "That's cool. The thumbs up counter rolls now."
Good night, Judy. Good to
Take
see
care,
you.
Judy. Great to see you.
Hi, Judy.
I like that, like, if you're watching something and, like, you have the comment section still showing, like, you're not on full screen and the comment section is showing it, like, it rolls the comments too. It doesn't have that one, like, sitting at the top. Like, after you watch for a little while, it'll, like another one pops up. It's kind of cool. It keeps getting me, like, all screwed up, though. But I'm getting used to it.
You guys want to see a rock I just finished painting?
Absolutely.
Is it okay, Mike?
Why
not his
is
show.
it me?
Is it a picture of Mike?
It's the one you made for me? Yeah, sure.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's so sick. But you guys have to
That's
watch
not
the
a-
video of it. You got to see how she made it.
That's very cool.
I
Paintbrush.
thought there was
That's
gonna
so-
be a picture of Mike on it, like in a Speedo or something. The way you were asking if it's okay.
That is awesome.
It is. Very cool.
That's so good.
I like the painted flowers on the bottom. The feathers.
the
I mean,
feathers, yeah.
Those. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
The ones
Yes.
Yeah. Very cool.
Awesome job. That looks
How
great.
long does that take you to do that?
Days.
Yeah.
Hours. Probably like 4 days, and I don't know how many hours. All those hours.
That's incredible.
Yeah. You got to watch the video of this. I don't know. You got like 20 views off me.
I can draw, but I never got into painting.
Robert says, "How did Jeff go to that visual?" It was just the way she said when she's like, "You guys want to see the rock I painted?" And then she's like, "Is it okay, Mike?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute here. What's painted on this rock?" You know?
Nice, Kitty, welcome. Says, wow, Susie B, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
We have a lot of talented folks,
Right?
in the community.
I think it's so cool to see everybody's work.
Emma, take care. It was great to see you. Oh no, you're saying goodbye to Judy. Okay, because she said goodbye. Never mind. Like, just shut up.
It's still great to see you.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, everybody's got a good skill set. Susie's a good painter. Nikki does the wood burning on the wood, and
I got nothing.
Jay drinks the chocolate shakes. And
Like nobody else.
When he said that, he's like, "We have so many talented people." I just started racking my brain. I'm still going. I can't think of nothing.
yeah,
I'm like,
I'm not sure what my green list is.
probably good at something, but what is it?
I think we're having the same thought there.
I tie my shoes with the best of them.
Talent's a talent.
I still
He can
do
tie a
funny.
cherry stem in a knot with his tongue, though. So,
We held it together almost the whole time.
Mike.
Jay's sitting there in a Speedo shaking his head at us like he would show us his talent. There it goes, Jay doing the splits. Or measuring how far one wall is to the other in the smaller house.
Yeah, it's one measurement you only want to take once.
Yeah.
So it is Yolanda still here? No, okay.
No, we probably just lost 12 to 15 people on that one.
Yeah.
All I know is when I did the splits, my voice went up about 15 octaves.
Yeah.
Creating a new
She
octave.
was really sounding like what do you call her?
That's what happens when your ball bag smacks the hardwood floor that hard.
What are you trying, yoga?
Like yogurt.
Yogurt.
Slipped on the floor.
Frozen yogurt.
All I know is
where it all falls apart at the seams.
all I know is 74-year-old men are not supposed to be in that position. Though.
Only doing banana splits
It would have been awesome to have a video of it.
with frozen yogurt.
The
Look
stuff
on
you
his
could do with
face.
the video, like putting
The cartoon eyes.
you could put the James Brown "I feel good." Wow, I feel good right after it, like he meant to do the splits. You know,
James Brown did mean to do the splits. He was known for doing splits.
yeah.
So that's appropriate.
Robert then it's always nonsense.
Robert says this show has just dissolved into nonsense. Good thing it's the end of the show.
It's been exactly 2 hours and 1 minute. And that's we have to get it to this point for Mogs to be able to say, well, it might be time. It's time.
Elevated dignity.
We're gonna start doing last call. All right, I'll make it easier on you, most.
All right, thanks.
All right, be good.
Good to see
Bye,
you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. I'm right behind him.
Yeah,
See
I'll
you
let
later.
you guys go too.
Night,
Thanks
guys.
so much for letting us come on, Mogs, and
Yeah, thank you.
take care, Stevie.
Bye, Jeff. Oh, Susie. Bye.
Everybody just bounced. I clicked one off, and everybody.
I'm like, bye.
So yeah, guys, for those of you who are new again, and there were a few new faces tonight.
We apologize.
No, that's
No,
what we
I'm
do.
just
But
kidding.
that's our show.
That's it.
Anything can happen. We changed subjects how many times? Somebody used to keep count.
Somebody kept count once and said eight different times.
Different subjects. And
Yeah.
it's just whatever, like I said, whichever way the wind blows.
It's the encouragement of come on and change the subject.
Yeah,
Talk
you know.
about whatever.
We did cover a little bit of Bigfoot, and we covered whatever.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, guys, I hope you had a great time tonight. Thank you so much. Hit that like button below if you didn't get the hint from Mr. Lee, knuckleheads. And leave comments if you're new. Subscribe and share. And we will be back on Tuesday, Halloween, guys. If you want to come on, it would be fun if you got dressed up.
Dress up. Come on.
And yeah, let's have some fun. I gotta
Hang
go
out.
get some
We'll
face
we'll
paint or
figure it
something
out.
and
We'll
some
figure
lights
it
and
out.
do something behind me.
We will figure it out. It's gonna
Absolutely.
be fun.
So we'll see you on Tuesday. Have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another.
Good night, everybody.
Peace and God bless. Love you.